stop people gossiping? Have you been a victim of gossip? Let me ask that. Come on, just let's put it. Yes. How do you stop people from gossiping?
You can't stop.
We can't stop. Why do you say that?
Stop encouraging.
Stop encouraging? Why do you say that?
They still continue to do that. It's their characteristic.
It's in the blood, okay? You said stop encouraging. How do you do that?
Somebody comes and starts some subject which you feel in yourself or something. Don't encourage the discussion. Change the subject.
So you tell them don't discuss with me or
Change
huh?
the subject and go to something else.
Is it possible? If it happens to be your own, family members, if it happens to be your parents, how do you handle it? Come on. Huh? Just keep nodding the head. Does that mean that I also agree? Or how do you look at it?
Normally people don't like to precipitate it. So just take it as it is.
But then if they come and say, when they talk to me and I listen, they say even Pastor Benjamin knows. So how do you handle it? So do you tell people don't discuss with me, or we also have little interest to listen and then we pretend as if we didn't listen? How do you handle it?
Act bit dumb.
Pardon?
Act bit dumb.
Act bit dumb, okay? How do you look at it?
Sometimes you can clarify also.
We can clarify with the person who is telling us or the person about whom he is talking about.
The person who's talking.
Okay, you clarify with it. Or is it always important for us, is it necessary for us to talk to that person? If I am talking to Ryan about Shirley, should Ryan always call Shirley and say, you know what, this is what Benjamin said? Or it's better for him not to clarify?
Depends on the situation.
Pardon?
Depends on the situation.
Like what?
If you think that it is something that that person wouldn't do, you want to. I mean, you basically you want to use your judgment.
If that person matters to you, probably you will want to ask or clarify. But probably if it's just about somebody and I'm not bothered, then I will just listen and.
But if they come and tell you, don't tell that person that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Huh?
It will become a public secret.
It will become public secret. Do we still go and tell them?
No.
We won't.
No.
But if they come and talk something about your husband and your wife, will you go and share?
Yes.
And the person says, don't tell your husband.
Yes. Yes.
We will.
Yes.
We need to find the end answer.
Pardon?
We need to find the end answer, so we'll be discussing about it.
Okay.
You know what your spouse is thinking of you. That way you don't need to tell the others. Gossip itself is not truth, no?
Gossip itself is not truth. Okay. Can truth be spoken about?
Why not?
Huh?
Why not? Become a reality show.
Become a reality show.
So we have fixed.
Is it okay for us to talk about truth?
Not
That something that has happened, it is not good, but something bad happened in the person's life and that is true, can we talk about it?
No.
Why?
Not fair.
It
Not
doesn't
fair.
edify. It doesn't edify or encourage the relationship. It doesn't build. It actually, in another person's eye, it brings that person down, and it doesn't help in any way. So I don't think we should encourage that.
When I was about to leave the office, one of my senior officers walked in and said, I need to talk to you. So I said, please sit down. And then she said something happened just 10 minutes back in her department there was some confusion. So I said, can I call them? She said yes. So I called the person concerned and I asked him, tell me the whole thing, what has happened. So he told me the whole thing and I said, can I call the other two also? So the other two came in. Now, listening to the whole issue, here is a man who had a problem in his life. Nobody else knows in the office except me and one other person, because both of us were involved in that. But when another colleague of his came and asked him, do you know a particular situation like this in your village? Immediately he thought that he also knows about his own family. That created so much of confusion that he went around and telling about himself to other colleagues. And so what has happened is, he immediately became very defensive, and in the process there was a lot of hurt, there was a lot of bickering, and it affected even the atmosphere in the office. And that's why I came late this evening. It went on till about 6:45. And I said to myself how appropriate it is for a study this evening. Because if you look at the last two verses, he says, do not speak evil against one another, brothers. Now let me clarify. On one hand it says, do not judge. Does that mean when there is something wrong, I don't pass a judgment? Or should I keep quiet? Is it something similar? No. When I see something that is against God's word, I raise my voice and say, this is not done, what you're doing is not right. That is okay. But what is it that James is talking about? He is talking about slandering people. Now in the context of a church, when you slander, the context here is in chapter 4 verse 1. What causes quarrels and fights? And when you desire something you don't get, I desire something that Ryan has got and I don't get, and so I am jealous, I am envious of him, I began to look at him differently, and then what happens is, I begin to speak ill of him. See, whenever we read the Bible, read the verse in the context of the paragraph. Read the paragraph in the context of the chapter. Read the chapter in the context of the book. And then understand the Bible, because verse interprets the other verse. And so what James is saying is, when you